going for head-to-head, our first battle. Ken GUSHI in that Toyota GR Supra, Brandon Sorensen, BA-powered BMW, Ryan Lontagne, Jared Deanna here in the booth. Ken GUSHI initiates past that point of no return, coming into view, getting all the way to that outside zone, now under the bridge, outside zone 2, now transitioning that final outside zone. Ooh, GUSHI goes hard to the wall, affect the attitude of the car. That might have thrown Brandon off there. Quickly go down to that touch and go, that final inside clip. Brandon seemed really timid. And I want to back it up because on that initiation, remember when those red lights extinguished, it's go time. Here we go. Set it. Brandon Sorensen, Ken GUSHI. Brandon Sorensen, that Air Force BMW from Las Vegas, Nevada, 17 years young, initiates nice aggressive initiation, so maybe a little more confidence here. But GUSHI needs to apply the pressure. He's going to need Brandon Sorensen to make a mistake. Brandon, not the prettiest right now, not getting out there, but look at that. So again, Brandon takes the shallower line, but you have to think that big mistake by GUSHI, he needs Brandon to mess up, and that's not going to happen here today. Brandon Sorensen will get the victory unofficially. We'll look at it again. The judge will set GUSHI and Federico Sharifo. Here we go. Goosh, let the Goosh loose as he is leading in that, again, brand new the GR86. Now coming down into that first inside clip. There's that exhaust note. I mean, look at this. Well done by GUSHI. Federico Sharifo coming up the hill. Look at Fetty. Gain some ground. GUSHI gets out that second outside zone. Fetty taking a shallower line. And now GUSHI coming out of the horseshoe and back down into that final front clip. Looks like Fetty does have that power on deck, though. That was really...
I think the car looked really fluid as well. So in terms of transitions and how settled the car looked, Federico has a pretty high bar to match right now.
Well, here we go. We saw him with the clean air, but how is he going to handle it getting that Ferrari all up in his grill? And there we go. We were just talking about this. Unfortunately, comes to a halt, and they're going to throw a yellow out here. And that means that, watch, Fetty's going to get handed the win from Ken GUSHI.
Yep.
He can't go counter course. He can't finish out the run, even with, you know, Formula Drift rules stipulate that, say, basically running a supercharged, turbo V6 supercharged, I believe it's turbocharged V6 out of basically like the FJ or the Tacoma. And Ken GUSHI comes out swinging. Trent Beecham maybe a little bit delayed there on the line. And now transitioning into that second outside zone. GUSHI coming out really strong with the debut of this vehicle. We saw in Atlanta for the first time, right? I believe it was. And now coming into that final outside zone, Kenshiro GUSHI, Monty's Ken GUSHI Motorsports, Toyota GR80. And the yellow jacket will sting you. Yellow and black, black and yellow. Trent Beecham, clean start here. For Southern California zone, next entire Clone X. Ford Mustang taking a shallow line. Ken GUSHI kind of diving in there. You're talking about a unique line now. Trent Beecham fills all of that second outside zone. Let's see how things transpire here in the latter portion of this track. Ken GUSHI, Monty's Toyota GR86. That 6-cylinder turbo vehicle, a Stuckey. Oh, big correction there by Stuckey, parks it. And now into that second outside zone goes Ken GUSHI. And it looks like Stuckey does continue on through the course, so GUSHI will have to complete it. Competition since 2004, him and Chris Forsberg. Stuckey leaves the start line. Ken GUSHI, clean start. Let's see what we got. Into that first outside zone. Where is GUSHI going? A big mistake there by Kenshiro GUSHI, Daniel Stuckey. Now into that second outside zone. Unfortunately for GUSHI on initiation, he had that major mistake and did not get to that first outside zone. Now you have to think incomplete versus a mistake. Was that an incomplete or was that a mistake? Was he offline? Because you got to think who qualified 7th and Matt Field who qualified 15th. Here comes Ken GUSHI out of the gate. See if he can better that initiation he just had against Stuckey. Unfortunately, botched initiation. Now very dialed right now is Ken GUSHI. That Monty's Ken GUSHI Motorsports Toyota GR86 on Nexen tires. Now coming into that final outside zone. GUSHI. Field cannot be shaken and cross that finish line straight. That is more like it. Here comes Matt Field. Got a clean start. The smoke is definitely lingering here in this Coliseum. Matt Field in that first outside zone. Putting it where it should be. Oh boy, GUSHI flirting with the contact, but no, it does not. Past that inside clip. GUSHI is the red shadow. Oh, and he dives in and grips up just a bit too much. Oh, you lost something, bro. Cherry bombs. What do you got? Ken GUSHI, Ryan Literal. Cherry bomb as both of them go into that first outside zone, into the second outside zone. Ken GUSHI, ooh, Ryan Literal taking that very shallow line into that third outside zone. And now into that final outside zone. Literal dropped into formation, but very late.
To be honest, like right out of the bat, it just looked like he was more comfortable in the car and it worked better for him.
Here we go, Ryan Literal out front. Power stop, brakes, S15. Oh, look at that.
That's nice.
Yeah, very well done. Getting that big angle from Literal, and you saw that angle, had to straighten up. GUSHI almost, that could have been really violent, but Literal into that last outside zone, bringing it across the finish line. So you saw Literal try to get nasty. So Ken GUSHI will lead, Jonathan Hurst giving chase. Ken GUSHI through that start chicane, initiating into that first outside zone.
Oh, contact.
Who's at fault? I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe, could we consider that a collision? I think that we can, you know. That's the level above contact. So we have a couple of different, ooh, that looks like, that looks way worse than we thought on first look
chase.
there.
Sometimes that's when mistakes are made too. If you kind of just pedal back and detune too much, that's when you just make a simple mistake. But look at this, Ken GUSHI goes for it already out of the gate. Inactive chase, nope, not the case. As Jonathan Hurst, you can see, almost gets out to that second outside zone, into that third outside zone goes Jonathan Hurst, and you got to think this is good practice for Ken GUSHI. You know, you kind of want to test your equipment to make sure, because guess what? He is going against Masayama Watoro. Is it Ryan Turk in the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla on Ditto tires, or is it Kenshiro GUSHI, Toyota GR86? Ryan Turk initiates that first outside zone, now coming and approaching that second outside zone. Ryan Turk brings it all the way out. GUSHI a little bit shallow, but doesn't have that proximity into that third outside zone. GUSHI falling back a little bit. Now coming that final fourth outside zone. Ryan with that outside line, both of them 1 and 2, and exploding that BC Racing finish. Ryan Turk giving chase. Again, Ryan Turk did podium in Long Beach. Can he do it again here in St. Louis? Look at Ken GUSHI, slingshot out of the gate in that first outside zone. Ryan Turk, we know that he can have the proximity. We saw it earlier from him. And there is Ken GUSHI getting out to that second outside zone. Look at the nose of that GR Corolla diving in on the GR86. An all Toyota battle. Who's coming out on top? Whoa. And Ken GUSHI rotates, contact made. Hopefully just cosmetic, but that looked independent. Unfortunately, just quick glance, drivetrain issues, and it kind of shutting down. When he pushed the clutch in and pulled the handbrake, it would just do weird things. But let's see if he got it worked out. Here we go, Ken GUSHI out front. Frederick Osbo, all Toyota GR, 186, one a Supra. Ken GUSHI, big angle there, high on the bank. Frederick Osbo trying to get that gold nose and that Supra to the door, to the side of GUSHI. Now into that second outside zone through the power alley. Into the third outside zone. Look at Ken GUSHI. Seems to be having no problems at all. Frederick Osbo right there. The Rockstar driver pulling on through. Outside zone, but it's more about, you know, just what he did do right as opposed to kind of just his mistakes. So, and he knows who he's going against. GUSHI, you know, he's a Toyota teammate. He knows how capable Freddie is. So here we go, the Norwegian Hammer dropping it into that first outside zone. Big bank there by Freddie. Ken GUSHI looks like they're GUSHI trying to gain up height on Freddie, now into that second outside zone, the power out. Look at Ken GUSHI surging forward, trying to bang his door, and now brings it, oh boy, slam!
Whoa.
FJ Cruiser, so pretty cool to see a very unique build. It sounds very unique, and of course, two very unique sounding vehicles, given that we got some Winkles out there on track. All right, Ken GUSHI initiates into that inside clip. Kyle Mohan in tow. Into that first outside zone, transition into the second. Let's see if Mohan's got it now into that inside clip. Goes GUSHI and Mohan. final outside zone. Both of them. Ooh, and Mohan initiates. He's on the wrong side of the outside zone. Mohan. He is on the wrong side of that clip. So that will be BMW right now. All eyes are on Mohan and GUSHI. Who's advancing on? Let's see Mohan. 94, almost 95 miles an hour on that inside clip. Looks like GUSHI doesn't exactly get tight to that inside clip now into that second outside zone. Zeroing in on the second inside clip. Mohan wraps around it. GUSHI barely nudges it over. Let's see how they handle this last outside zone. Whoa. And that's going to be, unfortunately, we talked about this in the driver's meeting. Mechanical issue shuts it down before the how this unfolds. Again, Ken GUSHI qualifying 7th, Matt Field qualifying 23rd. Therefore, the Mahdis Toyota GR86 will lead. Let's see how they handle this first initiation. You can see Ken GUSHI going to that first inside clip. Matt Field in the chase position, that Falcon Tires Drift Cave Corvette. He surges in attack. Is it too much? He has to back out. Little wobbly there around that second inside clip. Now to that final outside zone. How are they going to handle it? I think a good job there by Ken GUSHI. I think Matt Field caught a little bit on his heels there. Not exactly the most. Track him. Let's see what we see from our current points leader. Again, this is a big battle here. Osbo's already in it. With Matt Field being our points leader, this is a must win in order to maintain that lead. Nearly 3-digit speeds, 99.8 miles per hour in that first outside zone into the second outside zone. Now approaching that second inside clip. Looks like Ken GUSHI taking him out in that chase position. And now getting into that last outside zone. Matt Field, oh look at Ken GUSHI massaging it in there. About halfway through, the number 21. Ken GUSHI would love to play spoiler. Looked like they had contact on that first battle, but not the case here. 99.4 miles per hour. Into that first inside clip goes Ken GUSHI in that first outside zone. Now transitions into the second. Oh! Big contact here.
That was big, Jared.
That was real big.
Doesn't look like it affected GUSHI, but
GUSHI continues on. But that was a really big blow, and I think it's going to be more detrimental.
To have that
one round left.
Yeah.
That's a flex. You're like, you know what?
Care about your
I don't need to run, son. So here we go. Here we go. This is a big battle here. Matt Field sitting on that deficit, but he does have the clean air. He's going to throw down a gangster run. And Ken GUSHI, he's got to play it strategic. Matt Field goes now into that second outside zone. Ken GUSHI would love to play spoiler. A big straightening there by Ken GUSHI. Oh, and that's going to be all she wrote.
That front left potentially was not repaired adequately for Matt Field. There could have been an issue there. The front could have been binding up. Any combination of things could have been happening there.
GUSHI will give chase. Ken GUSHI can leave before the lights extinguish. See if we got a clean start. Everything's saying that we do. Here we go. Oh, look at that, tip to tail. 103, 103 miles per hour on initiation. Going past that first inside clip, swinging into that first outside zone, into the second. Again, that drone gives just all the truth telling. Ken GUSHI being transparent about just being comfortable on the track. Now in that last outside zone, nice job by Dylan Hughes using all the track. Just barely hitting that gravel towards that finish line, but that was really lead. Dylan Hughes giving chase. What does Ken GUSHI have for Dylan Hughes out front, and what does Dylan have for the Goosh? See this initiation, initiating 100 miles per hour. Past that inside clip, well done. Good execution by GUSHI out front. Transitioning out, and then, oh, and there we go, more contact. That gosh dang smoke signal. So contact was made. Oh, smoke signal. Norwegian Drift Champ, driving that Boost Race Fuel 2JZ powered Supra. So again, the comfort level Ken GUSHI regardless. He throws a 97. He talked about that earlier with the red nickel, past that first inside clip. So quite a contrast here going to these guys. Oh, Simon Olsen, big correction. Probably got lost in that smoke. The sun, not as much of a factor. It's tucked behind some clouds, but now, speaking of clouds, here's a cloud of smoke in your face, Simon, as Ken GUSHI rounds out that final outside zone. salvage competition. GUSHI, we saw him on top of the box most recently at Irwindale a couple years ago. Can he do it again? His all-new build, debuted in Atlanta, GT86. Here we go, Simon Olsen, 2JZ, Boost Race Fuel, Toyota Supra, 96.8, going to that inside clip, dials it in, it's going to that first outside zone. Second outside zone goes Olsen. GUSHI just a bit shy, just a bit short. Now coming into that second clip. Nice shot by Olsen. GUSHI with a wide swing. Can he bring it back? And it looks like GUSHI falling back a considerable amount.